Good morning, Carolyn. I am actually going to be doing this video with a new mic, so hopefully this will work well. I hope you enjoy this workout. We're going to be going through a little bit of a warm-up, and then we're going to be going on to some corrective exercises, core work, all that good stuff. You won't need a ton around, but it would be nice to have a mat and a couple of small dumbbells, maybe even a chair. Or I sometimes recommend you use something that's a little bit more supported, like a bar or door frame that you could hang on to, something that can give you a little bit of extra support until you kind of get used to the exercises. So let's get going. We're going to start with just some speed squats like we did in our last workout. So just feet nice and wide, sit and stand. If you feel like for some reason you would like some support, grab onto again like a bar or sit to a chair. Just for these first ones, we're going to get started nice and slow. Make sure your butt's sitting back behind you and your weight's in your heels. Chest is tall. Just working those hips, stretching down, coming up to a full extended knee, driving through those hips to get tall. So we're going to go about 7 more. And unfortunately, I forgot my tripod today, so hopefully this video will not get interrupted by me yanking it over with my cord here. Just a few more. 2 and 1. Awesome. So now feet even wider. We're going to that lateral lunge. So we're just going to shift over with the weight, lengthening out this long leg, sitting back in the hips, weight in the heels still. Shifting to each side. Great. Finding that length in the hip. Elongating that long leg. Feeling into both sides. All right, so now we're going to turn. You're going to sink down as low as you can. And we're going to turn away from the back leg. So again, if you want a wall here to kind of hang on to, that's totally fine. Make sure your hips are pulling underneath you. Same thing other side. So we're just going to keep that long stance to front to back. Turn the body, keeping those hips pulled under. So really trying to find the front of the thigh on this stretch. Stretching into the hip flexor. Nice. Twisting away from that back leg. Awesome. And then we're going to go into a split stance. So we're going to go one foot for the other foot back. And we're going to reach down for that front leg. So think about trying to keep that front leg as straight as possible. Back leg as straight as possible. And then switch. Great. So we're doing 2 to 4 of all of these stretches. If you feel like you want a little bit more, take a little bit more time than I am. Once you get used to these, hopefully you won't even need the video. You can just look at the sheet, kind of doing it on your own. So this is our split stance, toe touch hamstring stretch. Trying to get down to those toes. If you can't get that far, you just reach for your quad. And then we're going to be using a shoulder strap, or you can use a big towel. Something like that. You can stay standing, just for the sake of the video. I'm coming down. So we're going to have these hands along in the strap. We're going to come up and back. So finding a distance where you can get mobility in the shoulder to come behind you and long in the arms. Feeling it deep, kind of in the front of the armpit and chest. Keeping the ribs depressed. Please don't hyperextend in your back. And then if you want to, taking this just a little bit more narrow, side bending each side, just to kind of get into the rest of that stretch there. Okay, first corrective exercise, we're going to be on our back, and we're going to be doing a floor bridge. So lay all the way flat, so you're kind of losing me a little bit in the floor, but then we're going to keep those hips high, right? We're going to find that pubic bone tall, tilt the pelvis under, keep the feet close together. We're going to march those feet one at a time. Keeping that lower core strong, maintaining a lot of tension in the back of the leg, butt and hamstring. Focusing on really trying to feel these guys turn on. And that's pretty close to 10 there. We're going to go 10 more. Really driving that knee up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Awesome. So from there, we're going to be doing our kneeling overhead press with forward lean. So what that kneeling on our knees. We're gonna have our butt right over our heels. And then you wanna think about trying to tuck your tailbone under just slightly. So we're not rounding the back, we're just not hyperextending it, right? We're trying to find that neutral spine. When you hover your butt over your heels like this, you're gonna feel your hamstrings turn on. So the muscles back here should feel like they're starting to grip a little bit. And then we're gonna take the hands and reach them overhead. So you can see I'm trying to make a straight line between my fingertips and my tailbone. And my butt is turned on, my back is strong here. The more you reach out with your hips, the harder it is. Just don't go so far that you fall down. You can always catch yourself, but knowing that thumb, we want to just make sure we're not falling to the ground. So keeping those shoulders down and in, keeping hyperextension out of the back, but keeping a lift in the chest. Pull that chin into your throat. Just trying to keep this nice good squeeze in the glutes and the hamstrings. If you're feeling like this is too hard, you can do a reach, and I have listed reaching 8 times. Nice and slow, but holding this for up to a minute would also be an awesome option. All right, so next we're gonna be doing 2 by 30 seconds, or 30 total, of a skater. Okay, so I'm just gonna do 1 round of these, and then you're gonna pause and do a second, just for the sake of time. So, skater looks like this. So we're gonna be going from 1 foot. You can tap this foot right by the heel of the opposite foot, and back to the other side, okay? So nice and big, 5, 6, 7, so I'm just going to 15 because I'm only counting 1 leg, 8, 9, 10, staying low, hips back, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, 30 seconds rest, stop the video, and then repeat, okay? Again, 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds of rest, 30 total of these lateral skaters. All right, next I'm gonna pause the video so I can go get some steps, and because you are gonna need a step for this one as well. Okay, Carolyn, so we're gonna be starting our first strength circuit with a step, 2 core exercises, and a back exercise. So we're gonna be going through these for 3 sets of 12. Again, I'm just gonna show you the first set. You're gonna stop the video and go through it 2 more times. So what we're gonna be doing is finding a step that's gonna allow you to get your knee just below 90 degrees, maybe right at 90 degrees. And then from there, we're gonna put your heel on there and we're gonna step all the way through. So what you might do is set yourself up right by a wall so you have some extra balance. If this feels like it's too hard, you can always lower the step height. So this height is about the 2nd step in a rise of stairs. So again, we're gonna go through this 12 times, really trying to pull the body up from the front heel. So I'm really trying to get grip from this leg, weight in that heel, and again, this hand is here if you need it for balance. 6, putting this opposite foot on the box as last minute as possible. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, switching legs, full foot on the step, pulling through that hamstring and glute to step through. Make sure this front knee stays right over the ankle, so it's not wobbling in or out. Staying really in alignment between ankle and hip. Lining ourselves up against that wall in case you need it. I think that's 6, 7, 8, putting this foot down as last minute as possible. 9, 2 more. Last one. All right, moving on, we're gonna be doing bent over reverse fly. So on this one, you're just gonna slide your hands down your thighs. Belly button to spine, shoulder blades pull in, then just release the hands to the floor. And when you come up, we're trying to slide the shoulder blades together, okay? So that's a nice, good supported spine with the hips. Chin tucks into throat. Halfway there already. Keep those arms nice and long. You don't walk the elbow out. You want to keep them nice and stiff and long. 3 more. 2 and 3. All right, next we're going to be doing a front plank, and I'm pretty sure you're strong enough to do these from the floor. So I'm going to show you from the box because that way you can see me. So elbows are going to be on the floor. legs fully extended. In a plank, we want to make sure we're dropping those hips just slightly. Pull the shoulder blades in, squeezing glutes, quads, core, everything strong. Staying here anywhere from 30 seconds to 90 seconds. Just holding that nice, good, long position from head to heels. Tightening that core, pulling belly button strong. When you start to get tired, really focusing on squeezing everything you've got in your whole body. Tightening pelvic floor. Making sure weight's equally distributed between both heels, both arms. Don't let any part of your hips sag down. Awesome. Good, so starting there, working your way up in time. Again, if you need to stop the video, feel free. From there, we're going to be going onto the floor for our crossbody reaches. So I am going to try to tilt this down just a little. See if we can get the floor. All right. So from here, be lying on your back, ideally with some kind of mat. But if you don't have a mat, hopefully you can put at least a rolled towel under your back. So while on the floor, bring your knees up. So there's a couple options for this. You can start with both legs fully extended and kick one knee up and try to touch with the opposite elbow. So we're trying to get all the way to the elbow here, driving across. So this leg on the floor is kind of helping push. If you want it a little harder, you're going to reach that leg out off the floor and then reach from here. Okay, so that's the up-level version. Okay, so try to do just one side. And that one side is going to be going, same thing, 12 reps. This is a nice tough one for that core. We really want to work that core. So start with just those legs down. We've probably gone through a good 8 or so on this one side. Again, try to hit that elbow every time. Keep it back as close to the ground as you can. One more. And then switch sides. So right here, we're trying to drive the knee up. Really reaching that shoulder off the ground. Halfway there on this one. So again, tummy strong as the leg goes down. Keeping that spine from arching too much. We're going to go 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. So it's the end of that circuit. Feel free to rest a little bit right now, take a little break, and then get right back to those step-ups. Go through the circuit again, and try to work up to 3 sets. All right. And when you get through that, you're going to be going on to your last circuit. The last circuit is going to be doing a little bit more of a lunge. So you're going to need some dumbbells. Might want to be near a wall or something you can hold on to for some balance. We're going to be doing a double arm sit-up. So this is an interesting one. It's nice to have a little bit of weight for this one, so I'll kind of show you what that looks like. You can use like a bar if you have one at your gym that's like a light women's bar, or you can use dumbbells. And finally, we're going to just do a squat hold. So you can do this one a couple different ways. I'll show you some options on this one too. So the very first one is going to be our lunge with assist. So again, what we're trying to do here is work on that balance, but I do want you to feel safe. So we're going to have one foot forward, the other foot back. So you'll see me hanging onto my bar here. I want you to focus on getting those hips tucked under. Weight is in the front heel. Shoulders tall. We're going to drop straight down with the hips, straight up. So if you don't need anything great, just going straight up and down, you can eventually start to hold some dumbbells for some extra resistance. Kind of helps to have a mat under that bottom knee, so if you want to, you can kind of get a sense of touching that knee to the mat, if you can get that low without knee pain. I'm going to call that 6, 7, 8, 9, shoulders tall, 10, 11, and 12. So what you can't see very well is that I'm trying to keep my front shin pretty vertical to the floor. So I'm not bringing my knee way forward. I'm not getting too far back into this back knee. Hips are going straight up and down. Okay, opposite side, straight down, straight up. Weight in that front heel. 3, 4, 5, 6. You can let go, try to. 7. All the way through the range, get as deep as you can. 2 more. Great. Okay. 2 more exercises. So this next one is the one I told you you're gonna want a little bit of weight for to help you get up. So it sounds counterintuitive to add weight to help you, but it works. So lying on your back, body's fully straight, arms are straight up in the air. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna reach these weights back slightly and then push them up to the ceiling, okay? So that thrust of the weights helps get you momentum to get off the floor, okay? If you don't need it, even better, try to work towards as little motion as possible. Now the weights are actually making the exercise harder when I don't let the weight move. So whatever it takes, if you need to come way back, if you can't even get all the way off the ground, no problem. Just get as high as you can. I'm gonna call that 8, 9, hopefully these numbers aren't totally screwed up. I'm not always the best counter when I'm giving a ton of instructions, but I do my best. 11, one more time, 12. So as you can see, really want to try to target that core for you on this circuit. Okay, the last one is going to be a squat hold with an overhead press. So what we're trying to accomplish here, and I'm going to show you from the side so you can see where my hips are going in the squat. So we're sitting back, like we're sitting in a chair. It's not all the way down, like I'd be all the way in a chair, about a quarter of the way, halfway down, okay? From there, again, we don't hyperextend the back, so keep just a little flexion here, but we're not rounding either. Gotta find somewhere in the middle. Weights are gonna start, our hands are gonna start at your shoulders. And this is just for 30 seconds, up and down for a little bit of cardio. So keep that weight back in your heels. So if you notice, not letting my body come forward, right? Gotta get back in those heels. And I have no idea, because I don't have a clock in front of me. Didn't plan that very well. So we're gonna use my intuition about what 30 seconds is. Sitting back in those heels, tummy strong, arms working pretty hard here. You don't need really any weight to make this super hard. But if you feel like adding a couple soup cans, maybe some bottled water, that's a pretty good resistance. Don't come up in that squat, just stay low. I'm talking to myself right now. The tummy strong, don't lose that. We're gonna go 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, Carolyn, that's it. Stop this, repeat that circuit 1 to 2 more times for a total of 3, and you'll be all done. I hope it's a good one for you. Let me know. Thanks, bye.